Episode 13. Betrayal Wears a Familiar Face. Rain lashed the windows of the study as Kennedy stood in silence, the burner phone still glowing in his hand. He'd read the message 10 times. You put her name on the deed. I put her name in the fire. V. But Vanessa was in prison. So how was she still orchestrating chaos from behind steel bars? And more importantly, who was helping her? Lillian sat on the floor of their bedroom, surrounded by crumpled documents and legal folders. The signature on the fraudulent deed stared back at her, perfectly forged, identical to her real one. "I don't understand," she whispered. "How is this even possible? This signature, it's mine, but I never signed that document." Kennedy knelt beside her, voice low. "We'll prove it. The ink, the timestamps, the IP address where the contracts were submitted, we'll trace all of it." "But the media won't wait for the truth," Lillian said, her voice trembling. "They'll crucify me again." He cupped her face gently. "Then let them. I'd rather burn down the whole world than watch them take you from me again." But deep down, even he knew. They were standing on a minefield. Oba worked fast. Within hours, he had his top digital forensic analyst scan the metadata on the contracts. When the results came in, they confirmed the worst. The documents had been uploaded from an IP address registered to Kennedy's company server. Oba frowned. "This was done by someone inside your own walls, Kennedy." Kennedy's eyes darkened. "Only 2 people had access to that server last month. Me and Daniel." Oba hesitated. "Daniel's been loyal since day one, hasn't he?" Kennedy swallowed hard. "He was." That evening, Kennedy waited in the dark corner of his office, lights off. Daniel walked in as usual, arms filled with files and updates. "Hey, Ken. That Lecky deal?" "Sit down," Kennedy said coldly. Daniel froze. "What's going on?" "Oba traced the fraud to our server." Daniel's mouth twitched. "What are you implying?" Kennedy stood, walked slowly to the window, then turned. "You're the only person I trusted with that level of access. Either you did it, or you know who did." Silence. Then Daniel sighed, dropped the files on the desk, and whispered, "I didn't want to hurt her. I just wanted to remind you where your loyalty should lie." Kennedy blinked. "What are you saying?" Daniel's voice cracked, a storm of regret in his eyes. "You gave her the ring, the title, the future. I was there before she even existed, Kennedy. I helped you build everything, but since she came, I became background noise." Kennedy's hands curled into fists. "So you betrayed her to what? Prove a point?" "I gave Vanessa access to the system. That's all I did," Daniel confessed. "I didn't know she'd go this far." Kennedy's voice turned to ice. "You never knew her like I did. And now you'll never know me again." He opened the door. "Leave, before I forget who I used to be." That night, Lillian watched Kennedy in the dim kitchen light. He looked tired, older, as if the past months had stolen years from him. She walked up behind him and wrapped her arms around his waist. "You look like the world is ending." He turned, rested his forehead against hers. "It might be, but I'll burn every bridge before I lose you again." She smiled. "Then let's fight, together." The next morning, a new headline exploded across news platforms. "Okaru Properties executive turns whistleblower, claims inside help on Lecky fraud." Kennedy and Lillian sat in their living room watching the broadcast. The anchorwoman continued. "In an unexpected turn, leaked audio suggests that Vanessa Okoye has been in contact with another former associate, someone closer to Lillian." Then a name flashed on screen. "Dr. Fola Ibe, Lillian's therapist." Lillian dropped her tea. No, this has to be wrong." Kennedy turned to her, jaw clenched. "She used your pain. She made you trust her." Lillian whispered. I told her everything. Everything, Kennedy. That afternoon, Lillian confronted Dr. Fola outside the clinic. The older woman looked genuinely sad. I never wanted you hurt, Lillian. Then why did you betray me? She offered me something I hadn't had in years. Respect, resources, power. Tears welled up in Lillian's eyes. You listened to my nightmares, held my hand through my worst days, and you sold me? Dr. Fola's voice cracked. She's more dangerous than you know. She has men, lawyers, hackers. I didn't betray you because I wanted to. I did it because I had to survive. Lillian stepped back. Then you're no better than her. Back at home, Kennedy wrapped his arms around Lillian as she cried into his chest. We keep getting hit from every side, she whispered. How are we still standing? Because love, Kennedy said, stroking her hair, isn't about surviving the easy days. It's about standing tall when everything is breaking. And in that moment, they didn't feel broken. They felt unbreakable. Coming up in episode 14, Lillian uncovers a journal Vanessa wrote, revealing secrets from Kennedy's past, even he didn't know, a surprise return from someone long thought gone. And the wedding? It's coming. But so is one final test, a betrayal that neither Kennedy nor Lillian ever saw coming.